We are live.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to this orientation for the AI machine learning track. I know you've all been waiting for this moment, and it's finally here. I know you all have a lot of questions to ask and a lot of confirmations to make, and you don't know exactly what to expect in this orientation. But I'd like to inform you that you should keep all your questions, just be keeping notes and keep all your questions for the end of the session. There is a Q&A session at the end, so you can ask as many questions as you'd like. And please be taking note of all that will be said. It's going to be very useful for you in the course of this internship. My name is Umar Tijani Ahmad. If you remember me, I am your program coordinator. And together with me, I have the CEO of this great organization, DSHub, Mr. Muhammad Shamsuddin. And I also have Mr. Abdusalam Umar, who is your AI and machine learning mentor for this cohort. So without much delay, I'll be welcoming in Mr. Abdusalam Umar into the stage to give us a brief a little talk about AI machine learning and what to expect in the internship. Afterwards, I'll also be brushing you through the structure of the internship, just for clarification. Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Abdul Salam.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Abdusalam Umar, and I will be the mentor for the AI and machine learning track. I'm going to talk about how important AI and machine learning is and what we'll be covering in this cohort of this DS Hub's internship. Next, please. So, I am a back-end developer, an AI machine learning engineer, and I'm also a graduate like you from DSHub internship. Next. First, a lot of people ask, what is AI and machine learning? First, we have to understand what is AI. AI, basically, in simple terms, is just machines that are trying to simulate human intelligence. They are trying to act like a human being, just like you. So they are trying to give machines the ability to think like human beings. Then we go further. What is machine learning? Machine learning now, they are machines that can actually learn from how you've trained them so that they can make decisions on their own, just like human beings as well. As you can see, they are very closely related. So you don't have to give it explicit rules. Basically, what that means is that once you provide a machine with a task, it can pick based on what it feels is the right decision because you have trained it. It is familiar with some patterns, so it can make some certain decisions on its own based on what it has learned. So if we go deeper, we go into deep learning. And deep learning is where things get actually serious because this is where they actually try to replicate the human brain. You might have heard of neurons and all of that, but we're not going to go too deep into that in this orientation. Next slide, please. So, how does machine learning work? So, we are going to talk about how it works, the stages to develop a model, which would start from gathering your data, then you'd clean the data, train it, and then evaluate it to make sure that it's giving you the results you want, and then you finally deploy it. There are different types of machine learning as well. We are going to cover that, which are the supervised, unsupervised, and reinforced. Next slide, please. So now, where does AI live in our daily life right now? We can find AI in healthcare, recommendations, algorithms like your Google search, YouTube, Netflix, natural language processing. These are text AIs that can have conversations with you, like ChatGPT, DeepSeek, and etc. Computer vision, we have Face ID, the ability to recognize that this person is this person and all that. Then finance, we have them for fraud detection, trading, credit scoring, in education too. So like plagiarism collection, and so many other things. AI is very relevant in today's market and world. It's also being used in healthcare centers. So next slide, please. So we would also talk about some of the tools you would get to use, which first of all would be Python, because that's the language that is used to develop many AI models. These are all tools that we would all get to know about, and basically we'll play around with it, develop different models that can achieve different things in different sectors. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Okay. So, what our program would be basically a simple one. We are going to show you how to, sorry, excuse me. So, we're going to regularly show you how to, um, your mistakes, we'll make your corrections, and we are going to practice more. We're going to focus more on projects rather than just the theory, because this cohort is actually meant to produce people who are out ready to work there, like in the industry. They're supposed to produce industry ready and industry standard individuals. Then you should not be shy. Questions, no question is stupid. If you have anything on your mind, you should ask. Um, we are going to show you like teach you what to build depending on what aspect, because you cannot build a solution in a place where people don't need it. So we are going to go over that, how you know what to build, and what and the process following it, and would show you how we'll show you how to deploy it, basically what you've built, and put it in maybe real world simulation so that you see how your model works out there in the real world. Next slide, please. So thank you very much, and I would like to receive questions or leave the floor to the internship coordinator, Mr. Chijani. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Abdusalam, for a very brief and nice
Mr.
session.
Chijani, the floor is yours.
Yes, I hope I'm audible.
Yes, yes,
I hope I'm
you're
audible.
audible loud. Yes, yes.
Okay. Can I get some reactions if the audience can hear me? Can I get some reaction from the audience? Okay. Let's move forward. Thank you very much, Mr. Abdusalam, for that nice and brief session.
Good evening, Miss Sophia and Miss Jennifer.
Can you still hear me, please? I think we're having a bit of.
Yes, 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 yes. Go ahead, Tijani.
Okay.
Yes,
That's
yes.
nice. So as
I'm
Mr.
yes, yes. Go ahead.
Okay, as Mr. Abdusalam has said, the internship is going to be quite interesting. I think from the onboarding, I run everybody through the basic know-how of how everything is going to be happening here at DSO. But I'd like to brush through that again. One thing you know that the one thing I like you to know is that Mr. Abdusalam is a mentor. So he's not going to be a supervisor that you have to interact with on a daily basis. You book sessions with Mr. Abdusalam to
Do you
discuss
have
with
any
him, and
questions, please?
when you okay, Mr. Abdusalam, I'm still speaking. Sorry. When you book sessions with Mr. Abdusalam, you don't ask technical question regarding your assignment. You seek for general guidance. You don't ask him, okay, in our assignment number 2, line 3 of this says we should do this. Please, how should I do that? That is not the kind of questions you forward to a mentor. You understand? In fact, in most cases, a mentor helps you to understand the case study and tells you how to go about that, rather than giving you the line by line. task by task technical knowledge of how to do your task. That's not the kind of question you forward to a mentor. That's the kind of question you forward to a supervisor, so that they'll tell you, okay, they would guide you on how to do your research, where to go, and all of that. That is one of the reasons why the supervisor is very necessary in this internship. Also, while you are being paired with other people, is not so that you just easily recognize the group. It's so you can learn from each other. Now, if you notice from the introductions in your group, you see that there are some people that are very skilled and there are some people that are not very skilled. Some people are even beginners, complete newbies to AI machine learning. So it's going to be quite tough for them. But you are being mixed with these people so that you can communicate, you can learn from them, and they can learn from you. So you understand? This teamwork is a key requirement in this internship. Some task you'll be given, you'll be required to work as a team, not individually. But your submission is going to be individual, but you'll be required to work as a team. So it's very necessary. And I noticed that the AI track still has not selected a team leader. Please do so. The deadline was actually this weekend, but I noticed you still haven't done that. In fact, the communication has not been 100% steady. So please, you guys should endeavor to fix that. I don't know whether because I'm not in your group, so I don't know whether you have a group lead already. But as far as the track is concerned, I'm not sure you do. Please, you need to vote someone in, and be very careful who you vote in, because that person is going to represent you. You don't want someone that is incapable to represent your team. So as you all know, the tasks are going to be handed out on Monday mornings, latest maybe noon by 12. You get your task for the week, and the deadline for submission is on Sunday at or before 7:59. Once it's 12 p.m. in the night, once it's 12 a.m. in the night, in the morning rather, once it's 12 a.m. in the morning, the drive link will be closed, so you can no longer submit at that time. Now, one thing I noticed with the previous, the AI machine learning track, the previous cohorts, is that some of them tend to quit very early. When you give them some tasks, they feel like they need to understand the every single thing concerned about that track or about that task before they can go ahead to undertake it, to complete it. Now, that is not the case for DSHub, especially if you are a complete beginner. You mustn't necessarily understand every single thing regarding your task. Just understand enough to undertake your task and submit it. You understand? You can learn as you are going forward in the internship. Because some of your tasks, you find that they are kind of a continuation of the previous task, or they are very similar to the previous task. And if you are able to do that, you can still come back and relearn your work after the internship, relearn it more comprehensively, really understand it after the internship. But for the duration of the internship, understand your case study, understand why you are being given this task, understand what the task is doing, understand how to go about the task, and get your submission done. And understand what you do. Don't complete the task, but if you are asked, how did you complete this task? You don't know how you completed it. You just know that, oh, I just gave AI, I did this, someone gave me some code, all of this. You just put everything together and you submitted. You don't even understand how you went about doing it. You need to understand all of that, because during the cool seat or hot seat session, you'd be asked some questions, and some of them might be technical, some of them might not generally necessarily be technical. So you need to understand all of that. And regarding your cool seat session, also, you would have your groups having their meetings together. Every group will have their own separate meetings. You can book it on a Friday, anytime within that Friday. You can book it in the morning, in the afternoon, in the night, depending on where your team votes. You are free to select the timing. So you have your courses session and you select a single person to represent your team. Now that single person is going to meet up with other groups too, because you have other groups. I'm sure you have other groups in the AI machine learning. You do have other groups in the AI machine learning track. So every group selects one person to represent them, and from those each person, you will also meet up and select the last person. That's the last person that's going to represent the whole track now, to represent them in the hot seat session. Please indicate if I'm still audible. Can I get some reaction?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. I've not seen many comments. I hope you guys are all following along. I see a few comments, a few questions here. Thank you, Miss Jennifer. Thank you, Miss Sophia. I'll attend to your question very. That's I'll attend to your question very soon. So now the person representing you in the hosting session, you need to ensure that that person is very capable. Yes, that is why you need to really scrutinize the person. That's why we have these layers, so that you make sure you pick the best from the best, because that person is holding your 12 marks. Whatever that person presents or whatever that person is being given in the hosting session, that is what you'll be given. So I don't know about you, but I would like my fees to be decided either by me or by someone that I trust is more capable than me. That is the only two conditions. It's either handled by me or someone that is more capable than me. But aside these two, I don't want my fate to lie in any other person's hands. Talking about regarding the points here. So if if you have enough confidence, you feel like you can represent and you would get the highest number of points concerning that particular presentation, then go ahead. But if you feel like you're not capable enough and you know that it's someone that's capable enough to handle it at that time, although I don't advise because this is a place for you to learn. So even though to me, I feel even though you feel you're not very capable, learn to be capable. Don't just accept that fact. But for that period of time, you can select someone that is capable enough to represent you. And whatever is the marks the person is awarded is what the whole team is going to get as regarding the hot seat. But you still have your assignment submission, which is 3 marks, 6 marks, sorry. Your assignment is 6 marks. You have your group discussions, which is 3 marks, 3 points, sorry. You have your course session, which is 3 points. You have to be in attendance in every course session and every hot seat session. So these are how your grades go. About 4 of them: cool seats, hot seats, assignments, group discussion. Now we also take note of the method, your manner of communication in the group also. Although the good thing is you have subgroups now which you've all divided, shared yourself into and all of that. I'm sure most of your communication are taking place there. But the main track group that was created by DSHub is where we monitor the official communications. So, most of your group leaders might be communicating there, others seeking confirmation and all of that. So we're monitoring that and we monitor the way you communicate there. Even in your course, the way you make your presentation, we also monitor it. That's all factor into your group discussion. If you notice that it's a person that is not communicating in a professional manner, we prioritize professionalism here in DSO. We love it a lot. It's something that you find that we want it to reflect in every aspect of what you do here, professionalism, because we are simulating a professional environment, a professional working environment. So we expect you to act as such. You understand? Whatever you are doing, make it in a professional manner. Your presentation in a professional manner, your mode of speaking in a professional manner, your mode of communication, your mode of acting anywhere you go, putting this up in a professional manner, please. So I don't expect you to send a message to your mentor and your message is flooding with so many emojis and you're using so many slangs and all of that. That is not so professional. I'm saying that because I've gotten a lot of messages like that within these past 2 weeks. A lot of people communicate. I just smile because it is not very professional to be communicating with your superiors in that manner. So please let's endeavor to do that in a professional manner, and also timeliness. Please, if you submit at this time, submit at that time. Don't submit. You can submit before, but please don't submit after. If you have to meet at this time, if the meeting is starting at 8:30, please by 8:20 be already there, or 8:25 at least minimum. Be already there and ready to join the meeting, or be already there in the meeting. Anything can happen. By the time you want to join, you might notice that your network is not good. Then you have to start moving, looking for a place with a good network. If you had attempted to join at 8:30 exactly, and observe that your network is not good, and you are the one representing your team at that time, then you have a problem. Or maybe you might try to join and you just notice, oh, your battery is actually very low. That is when you start to look for where to connect. Anything can happen. There's variety of different excuses that you can get at that time. So please endeavor to join in early and make your mic check, your camera check, and also when you're presenting, please. At DSO, you cannot present without a slide. This goes without saying, please. A very professional and nice looking slide that is very captivating and well detailed. It is very necessary. Most of your marks would actually come from the slide and some from the way you present it and the way you answer your questions that are being directed to you or your team. So please endeavor to have, you can make a template for your track, a general template that you always use, or you can bring up something new every time. Maybe assign it to a different group each time. Whichever way you choose to structure the way you do things, just do it in a professional manner. So you need a slide every single time you are presenting at DSHub. Even for your courses session, I recommend you have a slide in that time. Even though you have only 1 minute to present, you could be ready. The moment the last person just stops, you present and you start making you present your slide and you start making your presentation. So it's very necessary. You don't present without a slide. And when presenting, please use a system. Do not use a phone. You know the layout of a phone. When someone is presenting with a phone, you know it is a phone. It is not very visible, especially when the person has some writings there and you have some graphics that might not be very visible sometimes. Maybe some of them are a little bit tiny. And when a person is using a phone, it's the size of the presentation is not very nice. So not everybody gets to see what you are presenting. Not everybody gets to understand it. So please do not use a phone. Use a system when presenting. You can have a teammate of yours presenting the slide while you are the one talking. So at least when you reach the ending, you can maybe have a short moment, a short pause, then your teammates understand that yes, this is time for me to change to the next slide also. So please just speak within yourself and plan. It's very necessary you plan. You've been in the team. I've not seen anybody planning. I know you guys have not selected a team rep, a track rep also, but I've not seen anybody planning so far so good, or even talking about the future. How are we going to do things from here onward? Because as I said, you are a team. You are functioning together, so you need to have a structure. If you don't have a structure, you fall apart. So and also communication within team members, please, is very crucial. Most of the conflict we find at DSHub is due to miscommunication. In fact, whenever you are working with a group, most of the conflict that tend to arise comes from miscommunication. Most of them, or misplaced priorities for some people, but most comes from miscommunication. So we need to learn this communication of a team. We need to learn it. We need to know how it works properly, efficiently, effectively. You understand? Some people don't use the same language as you do. When I'm talking about language, you can both be speaking English, but the way you use it, the way you manipulate your words are different. And the way the other person will understand it is very different from the way you are actually trying to pass it across. So please let's use simple terms whenever we're communicating. Don't have a lot of embeddings under what you are saying, and the person have to decipher your words and before they understand what you're trying to say. Don't make communication hard for some people. Don't make understanding hard for some people. Please, let's communicate very efficiently, simple terms, and communicate, say exactly what you mean. So you to avoid conflict, if you mean a particular thing, say that is what you mean, so that the person will not think something else. It's very important because, as I said, a lot of conflict we have between interns is due to lack of proper communication, even between group or within groups. So please communicate very efficiently. And also,
All right. I think we lost Mr. Tijani. Let me come in. So thank you very much, Mr. Tijani, although he's not here. Thank you very much, Mr. Abdul Salam, for such an amazing presentation. I would like to add some things on top of what Mr. Abdul Salam presented. Sorry, hold on. All right. Are you back, TJ? All right. So what I would like to add is I know there are a lot of you here, and most of you comes from I know most of you comes from different backgrounds or different domain. What I mean by different domain is that mostly probably in school, right? You come from different departments. Yes, some of you are finance, for instance. Some of you are in engineering. Some of you are biology and other departments. So what I would like to uh, add here is that I want to give you like an insight of what you should expect being in DSHub internship program. You need to know how these tasks are going to come week in, week out. You need to understand the structure of this task, of this assignment. You need to know what you are going to be working with, who you are going to be working with, and how you are going to work. Because at DSHub internship program, our assignments always start with a case study. So you should understand that every week you definitely have to be working with case study every single week. Every assignment have its own case study. And this case study is based on what? Real world problems. Probably something happening within the organization DSHub, and you get it as a form of assignment, or something like that is happening in real world, and you get it as a form of task. But every assignment starts with a case study. Now, here is where it's even interesting. Once you get an assignment, for instance, now you get week 1 assignment, what you are expected to do is to break down the assignment and figure out what the case study is about. You need to understand what the case study is all about. You need to understand the case study before you even begin to start doing anything. If you don't understand the case study, then right from the beginning, you are already uh, going to have problem. You're definitely going to have problem. So you need to understand the case study. But how are you going to understand the case study? Then you need to understand how to model the case study, break it down into smaller segments to understand each line of the case study. Now you get a case study for a particular problem. You need to decipher, understand what type of machine learning to use for that case study. You need to pinpoint, you need to pick the exact type of machine learning for that case study. If it's suitable for a supervised learning, you go for it. If it's not suitable for supervised learning, you go for unsupervised learning. Moreover, if it is suitable for reinforcement learning, that's what you are going to pick. Do you understand? If you pick reinforcement learning for a problem that's supposed to work for just supervised learning, you are going to meet us during the hot seat session. You are definitely going to meet us during the hot seat session. So that's why I say you need to understand the case study, know what to pick, what not to pick, know what is right for you, what is not right for you. Because building machine learning algorithms, it's not for picking this, picking that. You need to understand what you need to pick, what you need not to pick. So that's why I say you need to have some level of understanding of what the case study is all about. That's why I say you need to understand the type of machine learning to use. Do you understand? All right, so then that's how the task is going to come. You get a case study, understand the case study, know what type of machine learning to use, for instance. Once you are able to figure that out, you go ahead, right, with your implementations. And the task can actually come in another different structure. You might get a task, you may get a case study where you need to actually work with AI wrappers or AI applications. For instance, maybe a case study say that maybe you understand the case study, and based on how you decipher the case study, you think that you need to build an AI applications. This one I'm talking about AI application, AI wrappers. Maybe you are expected to build an AI application that maybe recreate your own picture. Maybe improve your old picture by uploading it to to the application. Once you upload it to the application, you can recreate your own old picture. So you might probably get. I'm just giving you some, maybe it's not actually what you're going to be, getting. This is more like an example I'm giving. I want you to understand what might come to you maybe week in, week out. So this is more like an example of AI wrappers. It can be anything, but it's your job to understand the case study, to know what type of solution to provide or build. Then it can also probably be agentic AI. The case study might need you to build agentic AI. I'm just talking about applications, right? I'm not even talking about building model that you will train. Okay, I'm talking about applications, AI wrappers or agentic AI. That's why I say you need to understand the case study, know what the case study is all about, what the case study is saying. Because if you don't understand the case study, you will have an issue right from the beginning. And you are going to meet us during the hot seat session. So if it's just building the model, if the case study is talking about building the model from scratch, you are going to do it. That's why I say you need to know when to use supervised, unsupervised, or reinforcement learning. You need to know what function of machine learning to use, or whether if you should go deep learning, working with neural networks. You need to know when to use CNN or LSTM. That's why that case study is very important. It's very, very important. When you are going to be working with pictures, maybe you want to train a model that maybe recognize the quality of some pictures or not. You definitely know that CNN will always come, right? Because they are very good in working with images. So when you come during the hot seat session, for instance, if you did not use CNN, you use maybe LSTM or something else. If we started giving you queries of why you choose to use that, don't think we have been hard on you. But if you can be able to defend yourself, present evidences why you choose that, then case closed. Do you understand? DSHub is open. It's a place where we are open for arguments, but constructive. You need to know what you are doing at DSHub. It's not just a place that you just follow along. You have to be involved. You have to engage. You have to research, and research. That's why I really want you to take this very serious. Very serious. It's a transformation, but only when you want to help yourself. So apart from building machine learning models from scratch, apart from working with AI wrappers, apart from building agentic AI applications, we also focus on optimization. It's very important. Optimization. You are not expected to build an AI model that will consume so much amount of computing power. So you need to know how to optimize these models. You need to know what type of model to. If you are expected to build some models, maybe performance optimization. You are expected to your case study require you to implement some performance optimization algorithms. You need to go and look for optimization algorithms that will not take so much compute power. You need to go and look for optimization algorithms that will actually be suitable for low resource systems. You need to understand time efficiency. The big O notation is very, very important. All these things I'm saying, I hope you are taking notes. And if happens to be in your position, I'm going to go and do a lot of research before next week, because it's the only way you can be able to prepare well in this program, because AI machine learning is very broad. And this case study, they are going to come. You don't know, you have to know how to even understand the case study first before you even start working on the words, solving the problem. And this thing, you're expected to do it within a week, within 1 week. And I'm sure with all these resources and AI tools and, vibe coding stuff and other things, you can be able to do that within that particular time. But you need to know how to use it responsibly, because you are still going to meet us during the hot seat session again. We have a DSHub AI assistant. You can use DSHub AI assistant to facilitate your work as well. You can go and work with all these vibe coding tools, whether GitHub Copilot, Cloud Code, anything. You can work with them, but be responsible. We are going to ask you how you use them, what you understand. We are going to ask you so many questions. So if you are just going to use them, abuse these tools, you are going to have an issue. You are going to have an issue. So I don't want you to think this thing is too. If you are going to follow the structure, if you are going to follow the structure of the program, I don't think this will be an issue, because there are many others that completed the DSHub internship program last year, and some of them are even beginners, and all they did was follow instructions. If we ask you to go and do this, if we ask you to go and do A, don't go and do B. If we ask you to go and do A, B, C, don't go and do A, C, B. Follow the instructions, unless if you think that method you want to choose, you can be able to defend it and tell us why you use that method. Now, like I said, you're always open to do that, but always follow the instructions. Notice on some key indications in the case study or assignments where there are some where we state something that is mandatory, whether you should follow that structure. There are so many indications that we used to put if something is very, very important or mandatory. So optimization, time efficiency is very, very important. You can build a very good model, but if the performance is too poor, is another issue. You are going to get good marks for building the model, but when it comes to what time efficiency optimization, you are going to get 0 marks. And it's very, very important. Imagine yourself working for Microsoft, Amazon, or any other organization. You think they are going to take you with poor performance optimization? You think they are going to take you without these performance optimization skills? Performance optimization, time efficiency is very critical for any organization. Without that, there is no any organization. No organization is going to function in this world without these optimization capabilities and time efficiency. No organization is going to run anymore. That's why many people don't understand. It is when you get to interview in those companies that you will understand that these things are very important. You won't be able to make it without this optimization and time efficiency skill, because you are going to make them lose so much amount of money. You are going to increase their expenses, because whatever you're going to build for them is going to consume so much computing power. Imagine you want to use a calculator and you press 10 times 2. It takes 10 minutes before you get an answer. Within that 10 minutes, do you know how much it will cost that company? Within that 10 minutes, you know how much that company will lose? How much more computing power they will lose? You get the result at the end, but it costs them over millions of naira, for instance. How are you going to cut those costs? By what? Understanding the optimization and time efficiency. So please, when you are building a model, algorithm, anything, please take this. It's very serious. It's very critical, very important. More important than what the building the algorithms. Because when there is no time efficiency, then there is no algorithm. It will just be used like for maybe learning purpose, but you cannot push it to production because the cost will be higher than what the returns. Then there's another critical thing that is important: ethics. There's going to be two ethics. The one that DSHub has been, mentioning about ethics. You have an ethical framework. That one is for you, the staffs, everybody who engage with DSHub. How you work at DSHub. Be respectful, follow our ethical framework. We have mentioned that maybe you missed the orientation, but we have clearly mentioned all our ethical framework, how you're expected to work and function at DSHub. Then there is another AI ethics. This one is for you, the AI team. AI ethics. You're not expected to go and build an AI model with no ethics. Because you are going to destroy the civilization. Do you understand? So please be responsible, be accountable. That's when ethics come. AI ethics. Be responsible. Know what you are building. Know what you are building. Don't build something that will become something bad for the society, for people, especially when you are in a healthcare organization. So AI ethics is very, very critical, very, very important. And then intellectual property, IP. That one is also very important. If you are working with some AI wrappers, or you are working with some libraries, know the licenses of those libraries. Know whether if you are allowed to use them or not. You need to understand that, but it's I would like to inform all of you that you are going to benefit a lot for in terms of the AI ethics and intellectual property. I know this is way out of your domain, but you're expected to know about it, to know it so that you can be able to work with it. We have a legal mentor in the team, so you are going to be having session with the legal mentor. The legal mentor is going to give you more information on ethics, intellectual property, IP, and other things that you can be able to implement in your work. And you are going to be working with the data science team hand in hand as well, because you are going to be pulling data from them for your models or for your AI wrappers or whatever kind of case study you come across. So you need to make sure that they give you efficient data, balanced data, so that you will avoid your model will be you will prevent your model of being biased. Do you understand? Don't just collect any data from them. Before you collect, confirm, check. So I hope you will all learn from this. I want to wish you all the best, and I'm sure you guys are going to. I'm sure you guys are going to make me proud and make me very happy. So I want to thank each and every one of you who have been following this session for quite some time. Thank you very much all, and I will, get back to the coordinator, Mr. Tijani. Back to you. Thank you very much. Hello, are you audible, Mr. Tijani? Hello? Mr. Tijani, are you audible? All right, I think Mr. Tijani is not around. Let me try and answer some questions. I think I've saw some questions. Someone asked question. Let me just scroll and check some questions. Okay, Mr. Tijani is backstage. I just noticed that. All right, I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry, Mr. Tijani. I actually didn't know that you are backstage. All right, you can
Thank
take
you very
over.
much, sir. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you, sir, for that insightful session too. I was also following along and learning a lot too. It's always very wonderful hearing the CEO speak, and I hope many of you learned a lot about what to expect. I saw someone putting in a reaction there. Don't worry, we are not here to kill you. This is what is expected from you from the from the labor market. So please don't feel overwhelmed. So I noticed some questions have been placed. Please be sending your questions. Send in all your questions, please, so that you get answers right now. Now you have the coordinator here. You have your mentor here. You have even the CEO here. The only person that is not here is your supervisor yet. So I think from Jennifer, we have when will we get paired with our supervisor? Okay, supervisor pairing will take place this week. Before next week, you will already be paired with your supervisor. And please let's take notice. Let's take notes that this pairing is going to happen only to those under the premium package. Those under the normal package would actually have access to a supervisor, but only for clarification. You see your supervisor in the group, they can clarify some things regarding your task and all of that. But in terms of reviews, they only get that under the premium package and other things too. So what kind of task, please? Miss Sophia, I think it's Sophia, right? Miss Sophia, I think please can you elaborate more on your question? What kind of do you mean what kind of task we have here at DSHub? I think the CEO has already covered all of that. Yeah, if that's your question. But if that's not your question, please can you elaborate more? Um, I also have from Jennifer once again. We should not clearly understand but still understand. That's contradictory now. I think this came in when I was talking about how to go about your task. That I said you don't need to completely know every single aspect of the particular or that particular field or that particular task before you submit because it will take you a very long time. Some of your tasks cover wide area. So if you say, okay, within this area, I need to know everything before I complete my task. You will go into research, you go into study, you take a lot of time, and if you only have 1 week, so you don't have enough time to do all that study. That's why I say focus on the areas that concern with your task alone for this time. You can after the internship, you can go through your task again, then pick that particular any particular aspect of your task, pick the area that is concerned with it, read extensively on it so that you really understand what you've done better. But when I'm saying I'm not trying to say you should not understand your task, or I'm trying to say you should understand it. Pick areas that are specific to just your task and handle that. Then you can read broad. You can go broader after the internship or later on when you get time. Also for Miss Sophia, we have how do you suggest we get the best from this program? Okay, that's a good question actually. Also the CEO had said a little bit on that, but I would elaborate more. The internship program is, as I said, it simulates a real working environment where you'll be given tasks. When you get employed, when you get employed in a firm, in a company, in an industry, an organization, whatsoever, obviously they expect something from you based on your skill. They've seen something, they've seen that you have a skill and they have a need for something, a need for a particular service. And they employ you because they feel you can actually undertake that service. You can serve them better, you can serve them well, you can handle the task. So task will be allocated to you that is within your office, is within your sometimes it can actually be within your limits, your skills. And sometimes the task might vary. It might be in areas that you've never actually touched or handled before, and they expect you to actually handle it. So that's what is expected. That's kind of things you experience in a working environment. Sometimes some of the tasks you are given more than you can handle, but you still be given that task and you still be expected to deliver at the end of the day. So you can't just say, okay, this task is above my pay grade or is above my skill level, so I'm just going to quit. Also, you don't quit, you don't do all of that. You go into research, you try to learn and see, okay, what am I missing? What do I need to undertake this task? And you go and learn and you move forward. And after you've done that, after you're able to deliver, from then on, whatever task they give you that's concerning that area, you easily, efficiently handle it because you're able to take that time, take the effort to actually learn and train yourself to actually undertake that task in the first place. So DSHub also it simulates the same type of environment. We are aware that some of the tasks we give you are above your skill level. That we, in fact, it is intentional. It is not by mistake. It is very much intentional. We are trying to engage you to actually go into research, to actually go out of your own comfort zone, to actually learn and relearn, to experience that stress, that pain, because people grow under stress. You don't grow when you are comfortable. You don't grow in your comfort zone. You grow when you are stressed to your limit. And that is what we are trying to do here. Stress you to your limit. But you also have to have the intention to actually do that. You also have to have the intention to learn. You can't come here and expect that, okay, I'm here, I'm not going to put in effort, but I expect that I get the best from it. It's a two-way thing. We are trying our best here. You also have to try your best. You also have to try your best in many ways. In terms of research, you can't always wait that, okay, you are giving a task, you expect us to give you step by step on how to undertake that task. You will not be given that. And if you are paired with a supervisor, they also will not give you a step by step, but they will guide you. So you're supposed to put in that effort, put in that work, put in those resources to actually help yourself as well. Because if you are giving, if we spoon feed you, we are not helping you at all. You will just enter the internship and go out of the internship, and your knowledge will only be within that task. If you are given tasks that are similar to that one but different, you will not be able to handle it because you did not learn how to learn. So take this as a very personal journey. As you're here in DSHub, it's a very personal journey. Take it as a training ground. You are here to train yourself on how to do research, on how to undertake tasks that you've never seen before. You also learn how to approach assignments too, because you'll be given so many assignments week in, week out. You are being given assignments, and if you don't approach it in the proper manner, you will not be able to accomplish it before the end of the week. So this serves as a training ground for you. So you can only survive here if you take it very seriously, if you put in that effort, if you are intentional about it, very, very intentional about it. Right now, you might see that things are not very serious. We are encouraging you to communicate in the group. Some of you are already thinking that, well, being that people are just in this intensive, but you are here 2 weeks and you've not really seen anything, you kind of relax and you don't have that energy, you don't put in that energy, and the first week assignment comes and you say, okay, this is the first week, and you look through it, and because of you already relaxed and you've already changed your mindset, you don't approach it in a proper manner. First week goes and you find that you didn't perform very well, and once the first week has passed, you find that many people, they start giving up, because the first 2 weeks, the first 4 weeks actually are the most intense. And if you're able to survive those first 4 weeks, believe me, you can undertake the rest of the internship very easily. Once you survive those first 4 weeks, that is all. To me, I feel like that is when the internship actually starts to come to an end. So it is very intense. And the second week depends on how well you work in the first week. So does the third week. So from the beginning, you need to start very well. You need to start very hard. You need to start very high. So please don't relax. And as I said, this is a personal journey. You understand? Take in whenever there's a need for a volunteer within your group, please volunteer. Whenever there's a need for a role, please undertake it. You are grooming yourself, you are trying to grow. So you don't grow by just sitting down and being a passive person. Everything is just passing you by. Opportunity, volunteerism, everything is just passing you by. You are not a leader, you are not even a good follower. You just watch. And you will keep watching. And everybody will be progressing and you keep watching. And that's just what you'll be doing. You're watching people progress. So please take this opportunity very seriously. Um, I believe I've answered that question, but if I haven't, please you can resend it in another manner. Maybe if I've not approached it well. Um, Chiki, I see a lot of comments from you. I think not Chiki, Chibuke, I think. What is our next step now after this orientation? Next step, I think you still have some previous steps that you've actually still not taken. As I said, you've not selected the team rep. I don't know whether you have your group representative, but would actually be demanding the names of your group representatives and also your team representative, your track representatives, let's say. We'll also be demanding their names before next week. So some of the things will actually be taking place this week. Some instructions have actually been passed. I noticed that some people have not followed those instructions. Please indicate if I'm still audible. Can I get some comments, some reactions, please?
Yes, very audible.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, sir. Can I also get some comments from um the audience here in the meeting, in the session? Please let me know you are following. Okay, you said what will be our next steps? Please, all those prior instructions, follow them. From the first I sent, I think changing your name, the name on your DP, please change it to your actual name. I noticed many people did not follow that instruction. Please, it's very important. And failure to do that will lead to your withdrawal. You will even be withdrawn before you actually start. If you haven't done that, please do that. Select your team rep. Select your group representative. Communicate. You are supposed to already know the people in your group. If you don't know everybody in your track, at least know everybody in your group. Know their skill level. You start to know who you are going to meet. If you know that this person is very good, save his contacts, establish a good means of communication with the person. Be very familiar with the person before the task comes so that you can easily approach the person once the task start coming in. But if you've never approached the person before and you suddenly need help and you just approach the person that, oh, I need help, the person to have that task is doing the similar task with you. So he might not have that time at that period that you're asking him. But if you're already friendly, even without having that much time, you still squeeze in time to help you out because you're already becoming friends. And you should already start learning from people by now. If you notice the method of introduction, the template I dropped for introduction says that you should put your skill level and also put some experience there. So looking into people's experience, you get to know the kind of tools they've used, the kind of experiences they've had, and you can learn from them or research on those tools, even though you don't communicate with them. Check in, research, check what is this tool, what is it used for, what is this particular model. All of that, you get to learn from all of that and you can interact with the person directly. It's even faster. You say, okay, this I noticed that you did this particular project. Please, what was the project about? What did you do? How was your experience? All of that is very interesting. It's very important to do that. That is why we said everybody should introduce themselves, and we provided that template for that so that you know who is who in your group and in your track as well. And also, the next thing that is going to be happening generally is the supervisor pairing. So we'll be doing that soon. And everybody that paid for the premium will be recognized and will be given a supervisor and giving access to the chatbot and every other privilege that comes with having a premium, being under the premium package. Then you'd from next week Monday, early Monday morning, you get your first task. Now, before the task, we'll send in a timetable that you can. It's not compulsory you follow in that timetable, but some important things are there. But the timetable is just a form of guidance from DSHub, just a little, let me see, tip from us. So you can choose to follow that timetable. And if you follow that timetable, I assure you, the internship will be very interesting for you. But if you feel like your group, you want your own method of approach that is more justified, you can go ahead and take that. But on Monday, you get your first task. And based on all the advices we'll be giving and all the steps we'll be encouraging you to take, we expect that from then you already know your left from your right. You already know the right approach to take once you've gotten your first task. And we're expecting that you communicate a lot in your group once you've given that task about how to undertake, when you should meet with your group members to discuss your progress and all of that. Very interesting, very important for you to meet with your team members before the call sits, far before the call sits. In fact, from the first Monday after you've gone through the task and made a little research, you should meet with them and discuss about it. Then also after 1 or 2 days, you should meet again and have a progress report meeting. Let's know everybody's progress. Who has gone far, who has started, who has not started, what issues everybody's facing, and all of that. You can get to help each other from there. And a lot of things should happen even before the course sit, before that weekend. A lot of things should have already happened that will prepare you for that weekend. So these are some of the next steps. So, and once the internship starts officially, you'll not be able to change your track. So if you are still in doubt, please um make your confirmations, and if you want to change your track now, this is the time. After week 1, you will no longer be able to change your track, because if you are moving into week 2 and you've started week 2 task and you want to change your track, you have to go back, do week 1 task and also do week 2 task of the other track that you're going into. So I doubt anybody is going to be able to handle that, and a lot of things were already started and been in play by that time. You can't just change your track at that time. It causes a lot of issues for everybody around. So please know, be sure that this is where you want to be right now. Let me check any other questions. Can beginners be able to follow up with this task? Well, it depends on the beginner. It depends very much on the beginner. The most people that you see that are very skilled, they didn't really develop in a very comfortable environment. They were stressed so much that they reached their own limits, but they chose to continue to keep moving forward. So if you are a beginner here and you feel you cannot put in that energy, it's an environment that a beginner can actually survive in. There are some steps, that deliberate steps that we've been taking to even support the beginners here. So if you feel like you are not ready to put in that effort, to you, we know some people are not really yeah, I mean, you might be in that time in your life where you just want to rest. You're not ready to stress yourself mentally, physically, emotionally. You're not really there. So you might find this internship very difficult. But if you feel like you have that energy, you have that will, and you have that desire to actually accomplish yourself, to actually build yourself using this internship, then it's very much welcoming to a beginner. You can actually survive here. You can actually live here, not even survive. Um, but you have to follow the prior steps I've been saying. Communicate with people, learn from people, research. You and research should be very close, because even at DSHub, we use R&D, research and development. We are always researching, we are always developing. So you are not an exception. Even though you're an intern, that means you have to follow in what DSHub does. You also have to be you and research have to be like 5 and 6 every day, every task. You are researching, finding better ways to do it. Because if there's a better way to do something out there and you didn't know about it, and the people that are conducting the whole know about it, and you come in and they ask you, why didn't you use this method? Just saying, oh, I wasn't aware, would not push forward, but it's not a very good answer to put out there, because everything is out there. You only need to search, you only need to research to get it. So it just means that you didn't research enough. So please, if you're a beginner, if the experts are researching a little 1-2 hours research, you should be doing 10 hours research and putting in twice as much effort as they do. Also from Chibuke, are we going to be needing softwares to complete our task? That depends on you. By now, you should already have tools you use on a daily basis. And if the task requires it, you might have to download some, maybe register for some. But most of the tools that you need are free from all the tasks. I don't think I met anybody that actually paid for any subscription to actually complete a task. Most of them are free. They are open sourced, so you can use any of them. You don't. Sometimes we recommend tools in the task. You see there written that you should use this, or you can use this. So just a little help. Please, do I have any other question? And so far, have I answered all the questions properly? If I've not answered your question properly, you can still call in my attention to that, please. I hope I'm still audible. Guys, can I get some reaction, please? Or you guys are not
Or
on
you guys.
the
You're still audible, sir.
okay, thank you very much, Mr. Salam. I hope you guys are enjoying this session. Please, can I get some reactions? The audience, you've been very inactive for a while. I think one thing is that there's a little lag between when I talk and when it actually streams live in YouTube. So whenever I ask something, it takes time before everybody reacts. I think so. But okay, if you have other questions, please forward it in. And if you feel it's somewhat private, you don't want to send it here, you can always send it in the group, send it to me personally, or once you've got to know your supervisor, send it to your supervisor directly. Please, um, once your supervisor has been introduced to you, any further clarification you need, please it should pass from your team rep, your supervisor. That's the hierarchy. Please do not go directly from your own mind straight to the coordinator's DM. Please, you first talk to your team rep because they will have better understanding or information about everything. They are in constant communication with your supervisor, and if they don't have answer, if there's need for you to contact your supervisor, please go ahead, contact your supervisor. And if they are unable to give you a satisfactory answer, or they are also unable to give you, they don't have the power to grant whatever request you're asking, you can then communicate with the coordinator. But before even that, your supervisor would most likely communicate with the coordinator and get back to you. Okay, I think I'm not getting any other questions for now. Yes, it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting. And you can also, once you are done with the internship, you'll be introduced to other alumni. You get to see people that actually went through the same thing you went through. Some of them more serious than even what you're going to go through. So you guys can get to share stories and all of that. And please, I need to mention this one thing. Once you've started your assignments, please let's avoid posting on platforms like LinkedIn for now because it's going to be part of your task later on, I think by week 5. So please do not post anything, any of your task online on anything whatsoever. Do not post it yet. We are not saying you can't post it. You would post it, but just not now. Please let's avoid that for now. So generally everything is going to be very interesting. You get to you're meeting new people. You're all new here. Most of you don't know each other before now. So generally, I always like meeting new people, especially people that are skilled. I always like meeting them because there's always new things to learn from them. There's always new things to talk about. So please go ahead and talk about, even if it's not concerning the internship itself. That is why we made those groups separately. We don't want to flood the main group with a lot of messages, so we made those groups separately. You can go ahead and discuss from today till next tomorrow. Get to know the people very privately. It's a chance for you to network. You never know where you get to meet the other people that you have here. So please network with them, get to know them, make friends. Make as many friends as you want, but friends that help you to develop yourself. So thank you very much, the audience. Thank you very much, CEO. Thank you very much, Mr. Abdul Salam, for your time. I hope they really utilize your time to the maximum. So, in the absence of any other thing, and I don't know whether any Mr. Abdul you have any other comments for your interns or the CEO, but in the absence of that, I would like to call the session to an end. Let me just take 1 second to see whether there will be any response.
Okay. Um, I would just like to briefly add on to what the CEO and the coordinator said. One very important thing that they have mentioned already, which would, I'm sure people would still ignore, is communication. Communication between your teammates and your supervisors are very, very important. If you don't understand anything, just communicate and make it as simple as possible. No need for encryptions, no need to sound smart. Just make it as simple as possible so that everyone else would understand and even benefit from that question. So I would like to really emphasize on that. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chijani.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Abdusalam. Thank you for emphasizing on that. Mr. Abdusalam is speaking out of experience. You guys should really pay attention to that, please. Communication. So thank you very much, everyone, for coming. And as I said, if you have further questions or further need for clarification, send it to the group, and I will respond to you as early as possible. So please have a very good night. Thank you all.